Emotions. They're defined as a strong feeling deriving from one's circumstances, mood, or relationships with others. Hi, this is Clarity Coach Lucy, and this is Tuesday Talks at 3. Welcome to Tips on Preparing for 2023. This is a series of November and a welcome to November. Now this is a 5-part series. And we'll be covering number 1, emotions that could be stopping you from moving ahead. Number 2, 5 easy steps to accomplishing your goals. Number 3, simple rules on how to start right. Number 4, tactics to motivate customers to buy. And number 5, 5 steps to supercharge referrals. These 5 tips are targeted at sole entrepreneurs with a small workforce of 3 or less people. Now, once you are about to start a company, perhaps you have a dream, you have a goal, and you're putting down this dream and goal as something that you want to do. There are certain things that you need to take into consideration. And 5 of these tips that I share with you are the most common. There are many, but I chose these 5 with you in mind. So back to emotions. And as defined, emotions are feelings derived from one's circumstances, your mood, or your relationships with others. Every day we experience emotions. These emotions come with decision making. These emotions come with dreams. These emotions come with almost anything and everything that we think about. And when decisions have to be made, most of the time, they are emotionally driven. So it is important to look at emotions and how they affect our preparation of 2023. It is my hope that by the end of this episode 1, these 5 tips will begin to make sense as we touch on the first one. So, hurtful memories can stifle our development and growth. And these are emotions we are talking about. How do we break then through this insidious mental conditioning? How do we grow and develop beyond hurtful episodes that bury themselves in our subconscious and influence our lives? How do we change and grow so that we can live our dreams, so that we can work out our goals, our action plans, so that we can have some outcomes? How do we go about this? Today, as we look at emotions, we are going to attempt to make a correlation from these emotions to the decision-making process that we need. So the first step is to break the hold of these inhibiting influences from the past. Recognize them. It is said that if you name it and tame it, you're already halfway through to getting rid of it. So, recognize it and then either get rid of it or turn it into a positive force that pushes you ahead rather than holding you back. Identify these inhibiting memories in your life so that you can control them rather than allowing them to control you. Some questions for you to reflect on. Did someone hurt your feelings? Well, then forgive them and forget it. And I know you are thinking right now, that is easier said than done. And I couldn't agree more. All I'm saying to you and all I'm presenting to you is that emotions play a very big role, and the choice is yours. 2022 is coming to an end. Was there an emotion that was holding you back from achieving something or from even starting to do something? Whatever that emotion is. It could have been that someone hurt your feelings, and this is why you can't move on. And it is in your subconscious. You're not even aware of it. So just by recognizing that it is there is a first step. Striving to forgive and to forget is the next step. Forgiveness is a liberation. You realize then that could have been your stumbling block and you move on. So forgive them and forget it. Second reflective question, did someone punish you unfairly? That could be the case. It could be a perception that you have been punished unfairly. Whatever the case, it is over. It is done. Go on, move on. It is these emotions that attempt to hold us back every time we want to transcend. So as you prepare for 2023, it is important to take a self-audit and plan your actions favorably. Here are a few of the most common emotions that burrow into the subconscious and impede our growth as individuals. Anger. Well, anger is a natural response to a perceived attack or injury. And I say perceived because the intentions of the perpetrator need to be shared on the table so we could have this debate. Was it really a response to a real attack and injury, or was it perceived? And the jury is out on that one. The fact is, you remain with this emotion. You are angered by whatever you believe has happened to you. Now, this anger makes energy flow. You have all this energy that you have when you're angry. You just have to look at someone who is experiencing anger, and as it builds up, as it simmers, as it becomes something bigger, as it gets life, imagine that there's this line of energy just going through this person. So it has energy and it flows. But when allowed to simmer, this anger depletes energy that could be used to improve your life. If you hold your anger for more than a week, it is only hurting you. In one of my sessions, training, when we are talking about soft skills and personal development, we take the exercise of a glass of water and we hold on to this glass of water and we keep on holding on to this glass of water. In the first instance, it's an okay weight. It's something we always use. We always drink water from. The weight of the water doesn't actually become anything that is conscious in your mind in the beginning. Your focus is on drinking the water from that glass. But as you hold on to this glass longer and longer, you begin to feel the weight. And this is the same way that anger also works. You get anger in the beginning, you've got this energy that is flowing, you've got responses that you have, and you're either reacting or you're responding. And if you can get it out of your system at that time, then it is good for you. But if you hold on to it, and in this case we are saying for more than a week, it is only hurting you. Now it all depends on how long it takes you to internalize what this anger means for you. I suggest to you to make yourself let this anger go. Envision yourself throwing it out. Ease your mind. Transform your anger into positive motivation. And I'm smiling now because I have a tip for you. This tip, as you prepare to get into 2023 and you are a sole entrepreneur with a small workforce of 3 or less people and you have plans and things to do, don't allow anger to come between you and those plans. So my tip for you is don't get mad, get motivated. The second emotion that I would like to look at today is revenge. Now, revenge is the first cousin of anger, believe it or not. Because once you've experienced anger, it is a natural reaction of the human being to hit back. And this is revenge. So revenge progressively follows from anger. It also robs you of strength in the long run because that is what you're focused on. That is where your energy is flowing. You want to get even. You want to get back at this person. You want them to experience the pain, the hurt that they caused you. Well, spoiler alert, the person who has injured you or who hurt you has most probably gone on with their life. And the message here is, so should you. Don't let the injury hurt you further by inhibiting your growth. Lose it or use it. So all that energy that is flowing from within you, you can either lose it because you're working the energy out of your system, or you can use it. And my tip for you is, instead of saying, I will get them, I will get even, they have to feel what I'm feeling. How about saying to yourself, I'll show them, I'll be somebody. That's the second tip of the day. And with that tip, you are able to take your dreams, attach some actions to your dreams, and be on your merry way of achieving your dreams. It would be foolhardy of me not to mention to you that on this journey of yours, there will be ups and downs. And we need to be focusing on enjoying that journey as we achieve our goals. And as we're enjoying the journey, there are lessons to be learned. There are successes to be taken in. Journal them so that you can refer to them and apply that same template to the next goal that you have. The third emotion that could be holding you back from achieving your dreams is sadness. This is more crippling than anger. I have experienced sadness and sorrow, and there is a danger of wallowing in this sadness and sorrow and having a pity party by yourself or enrolling other people to come in and have a pity party with you. But like I say, it is more crippling than anger because it drains you from the start. There is no burst of energy like anger and resentment. This saps you. Sadness saps you so much that your will to go on diminishes totally. You just want to sit back in the darkness, status quo, not do anything about it. No matter how much you are prodded, no matter how much you are lifted by others, no matter how much you are given motivation, sadness has the capability of crippling you. And you know, with sadness, it's one of those things where time heals. Because you probably will have to let this drain away slowly at its own pace. But be warned, if the sadness seems to linger, consciously force it out. If you do not force it out, you are inviting stress. And if stress is not managed well, you are inviting depression. And if depression is not managed well, then we're in a lot of trouble. We may even end up having self-harm thoughts. This could lead to suicide. All because we did not manage an emotion. And imagine. When we are allowing ourselves to wallow into this, there's no creativity. So we are just remaining deep down in this hole. So one way to help you get out of sadness, one way to help you be able to come out of this hole, you are there because of circumstances, because of moods, because of relationships. The good news is you can come out of it. Seek out things that make you laugh and feel positive about life. I say this because I did this and I know it works. I chose laughter. And I would go, and this is a shout out to Engage Kenya. I would go to Engage and I would sit in the darkest corner and I would laugh the whole night because Engage really engaged my mind. The comedy, the true life story, the music. Because I realized that feeling sad was not going to change anything. My tip for you today is seek peace of mind as your right. And in my choice to choose laughter, and in my choice to be positive about life and look out for the silver lining in whatever I was going through, helped me to be present today for you. So sadness is one thing that can hold you back from moving forward to 2023. The fourth emotion is resentment. Has resentment been the one thing that is holding you back? Well, life is not always fair. This is a true fact. Look around you and just see all the opportunities that maybe other people seem to be getting and you're not getting. Look around and see the opportunities that other people seem to be grabbing and moving on and having the resources to have, and you do not seem to have this opportunity. It's a perception. But that just goes to show that life is not always fair. So it is unrealistic to feel any other way, to feel that life is fair. That is very unrealistic. And holding on to this resentment is no way to fight back. What you need to do is my tip for you today. Drop the resentment and get back into the battle. There's no time for this pity party. Whoever it is that you are resenting, whatever situation you are resenting, is already going on with their lives, is already changing. These environments are already changing because nothing remains constant. So why are you remaining constant in resentment? The tip, like I said, is drop it and get back into the battle. The fifth and the last emotion that I'm sharing with you today is a big one. And we all experience this at one time or the other in our life. Maybe you're experiencing it right now, and that is guilt. Guilt is an emotion that stands between you and your dreams. As a mother, I found that guilt stopped me from doing so many things because in my mind I perceived that I was using up the time that I should be with my children on myself. And I thought I was being a selfish mom. And so it stopped me from doing things while my children were growing up. The flip side is, yes, I spent quality and valuable time with them. And I'm happy that I did that. But you can create a balance. I could have done more. I know that now. So all of us have done things we feel bad about and regret. Things that we would do differently. Many of us carry that guilt around and it keeps us from moving forward. So what is it that you are holding back and using guilt as a reason to hold back? This is reflection that you need to go through. This is what is going to stop you from going into 2023 with an abundance mindset. Has guilt been holding you back from achieving your goals in 2022? Your self-audit has to be vulnerable, sincere, and truthful to yourself. This is your life. You only have one chance to live. Let's talk about the external influences. Don't let people send you on a guilt trip or put you on a guilt trip. Because this does happen and we allow it to happen. We only allow these things into our lives. But again, we then blame the external forces. Say to yourself when someone is putting you on the defensive or sending you on this guilt trip. And these are the words I want you to say to yourself. No matter, if you repeat after me, no matter what you do or say to me, I am still a worthwhile person. In affirming yourself in this way, you're mitigating the guilt that comes to you because you are human. You have a perception of you should be doing something else. But remember, you need to do something for yourself so that you can show up in an effective and efficient way to be present for others. So those are the 5 emotions that perhaps could be holding you back from going to 2023. The only way you're going to do this is by taking a self-audit of whether they have held you back this year of 2022. Having an honest and sincere and vulnerable audit with yourself will help you. The emotions that I have gone through are 5, namely anger, revenge, sadness, resentment, and guilt. How have they played in your life this year? And how are you going to flip them to favor your 2023? Because it is in flipping them that you will see a difference. If you go into 2023 in the same way that you were performing in 2022 and there were no results, then you already know the end game. You know that we'll be sitting here same time next year, November 2023, and there will not be any positive outcomes. So I encourage you to do the self-audit that I'm referring to. Ask yourself, what needs my attention? Now, only you can do this. And perhaps other emotions will emerge for you outside these 5 main emotions. And if they do, reach out to me, direct message me, so that we can do a free session of 45 minutes, and I call it a discovery session. And let us see what are those things that are holding you back, and let us help you work through them. So overcoming emotions that could be holding you back, let's have some takeaways. The first takeaway is don't get mad, get motivated. The second one is seek peace of mind as your right. That just gives me so much power when I say that. And the third one is drop it and get back into battle. So don't get mad, get motivated. Let that energy flow there. Seek peace of mind as your right. You want a peace of mind in everything that you do. Drop the resentment and get back into the battle. Well, we've come to the end of our session today, and this recording will be available on our YouTube channel, which is LMC Consultancy, by this evening. While you're there, hit the subscriber button for prompts of new recordings. Join me on Tuesday Talks at 3 for episode 2, and that is 5 easy steps to accomplishing your goal in 2023. In the meantime, visit our website www.lmcconsultancy.com for more on our services. Let us help build each other. And until then, be kind to yourselves. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye now.